Hey, what's cracking, y'all? Got a 8 ball of vegan trucker coming at y'all once again. Over here at the Sam DC, here in Texas, right? I'm actually juicing. I done made my watermelon juice. I made 4 of these, and got some cantaloupe on my juice. I got two of them all. Got two of them cut up already. I'm finna do two more. But I'm doing this video to go ahead and let y'all in on how I became vegan, how I became a high raw vegan that I am today. So stay tuned. So I'm gonna get to it. Uh, with that being said, on I was at church. This happened it started out back in 2005. You hear me? Back in 2005, I was at the lower foyer at the church I was going to at the time, and they had a health fair of people want to get their blood pressure checked and their sugar checked, right? So I went down there and got my blood pressure and sugar checked, and lo and behold, y'all, my blood pressure was 195 over 118. I can remember this. It was 195 over 118, and my sugar was 335. At the time, I was eating everything, and plus I was smoking and drinking. So I ain't trying to sound soft. They tried to, they wanted to call the ambulance on me, and I told them that's not necessary. I told them I go home and figure it out. And I ain't gonna lie, I started crying. I ain't trying to sound soft, but I started crying. That scared me, man. So that became my why. So you know what I did? I weaned off of pork. I'm trying to keep it brief too. I could go into more detail, but I weaned off of pork. I quit cold turkey on beef, sodas, white rice, white bread, domino white sugar, and eggs. I was still eating egg white, but the egg yolk and all that, I stopped it, and I stopped drinking whole milk. I was still drinking 2% milk and all that, but I stopped drinking whole milk. I did all that. 2 months later after that, went to the doctor, got a checkup. Doctor said, I lost 25 and a half pounds. Whatever she said, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. And she said, keep up the good work. So I kept that going. Fast forward to December of 2017, I watched a documentary called What the Health. At the time, it was only on Netflix. You can watch it on YouTube now, but at the time, it was only on Netflix. I watched What the Health, and boy, when I got done watching it, I quit cold turkey on meat and dairy. So from 2005 to 2017, I was still eating chicken, turkey, fish. I was eating egg white, not egg yolk, but egg white. Um, what else I was eating? That was it. And like I said, I quit cold turkey on meat and dairy back in December 2017 after watching What the Health. But don't get it twisted. Even though I went vegan, I was still eating junk food. I was still eating Beyond Meat. I was still eating the Dale vegan cheese. I never bought no Impossible meat, but everything that Beyond Meat made, I bought it and ate it. I was eating French fries from fast food places. Um, I was still drinking and I was still smoking Black and Mild, wine Black and Mild at that. Let me bag back. Me and my wife got married back in 2017. Also, that was back in September. She got a big hand in this. 9 years ago, I stopped drinking liquor. I stopped drinking liquor 9 years ago. I was still drinking Modelo's, Corona, Heineken, drinking red wine. I was still, I was still doing those things and eating vegan junk food at the time until May of 2023, which is 5 years later after I became vegan. I watched this documentary called Foods That Cure Disease, and I watched this clip named the number one most dangerous food in America. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all what it is. The number one dangerous food in America is French fries. And I was eating French fries at least about 3 times a day for 5 years. And and I wonder why my blood pressure is still fluctuating, why my sugar is still fluctuating. It was down, but it wasn't to the point that I was still a diabetic. So back in May of 2023, when I watched that documentary, and after watching that clip, I stopped eating. I stopped eating that Beyond Meat stuff. I stopped eating processed food. I stopped eating all that vegan food, and I stopped eating foods that were cooked in oils, seeded oils. I started cooking my food in vegetable broth, and lo and behold, that same year, that same month, I went to the doctor and got a checkup, got my numbers and stuff ran, and got my A1C. She told me what my A1C was, and I asked her. She said, does that mean I'm no longer diabetic? She said, Mr. Thomas, you're no longer diabetic, and also you no longer have hypertension. I try and sound soft again. I started crying because I never in my life thought that I was gonna get to that point of not being a diabetic or have hypertension anymore because I thought I was gonna have that for the rest of my life, like my family did. Cause my mom's side was a diabetic, had diabetes, and my dad's side had high blood pressure. I'm the first person on both sides of my family that doesn't have none of that stuff no more. So that was back in May of 23. August of 23, I quit cold turkey on alcohol and cigar. No longer did that. Quit cold turkey. Hold on, y'all. And I also went fully raw. I went fully raw vegan at the time too, until November. My wife cooked Thanksgiving. My wife cooked me maybe some vegan Thanksgiving dinner, and I was still a high raw, but wasn't. I was back to high raw. I wasn't. eating a lot of cooked food even after then, even till now. Which brings me to now, currently today. I'm a high raw vegan. I'm currently on a 30-day juice fast. I challenged myself on a 30-day juice fast. And when this is over, and hopefully I can go the full 30 days, but when this is over, I might, I might go fully raw again. I might. Depends on what avenues and options and assets I can get hold of. Cause I'm a truck driver. I'm a trucker, and ain't too many truck drivers that's vegan. I haven't met any truck driver that's vegan like me. Nothing. Matter of fact, not let alone a truck driver that grew up in the South. A truck driver that grew up in Jackson, Mississippi. Never thought I'll be up to this point. So I'm the first person y'all met that grew up in Jackson, Mississippi. That's a high raw vegan. There's a couple of vegans down there, but they ain't hot. They ain't raw vegan. So that's my video, and that's why I want to come on here and let y'all in on how I became the high raw vegan that I am today from day one, from 2005 to today. I went from eating the standard American diet with high blood pressure and hypertension to eating 90, 90 to 95 of my percent of my foods is raw, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Going on 55 years old, I'm trying to live another 55 years, which I'm hoping that'll come in fruition. So with that being said, I'm gonna show you one more. I'm gonna show y'all one more thing. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm on 30-day juice fast. Show y'all my juicer right quick that I use. This is my juicer. This is my juicer. It is called the Number J2. This bad boy it does the work. Cold press. Uh, I had it going on 2 years now. Took me a while to get it, but when I did get it, I got it on sale. I had got a discount on the Jillian Berry. Taxes and everything, shipping, it cost me about $540. But that's my juicer. That's what I juice with. Come with a 15-year warranty too. So it's worth it. This is my cantaloupe. I'm finna get ready to juice it. Matter of fact, I'm finna show y'all how I do the juices. Hold on a second. All right, y'all. Now I got it set up, and let me show y'all. Move this over a little bit. Show y'all how I do it. Open this bad boy up. Put the cantaloupe, fill up a cantaloupe, fill the hop up with cantaloupe. Do it like this here. Close the lid and watch the magic happen. Let me show y'all right quick. Reverse. See it making the juice? And this the pulp that comes out of there. The pulp is dry. You can also eat it too. Or you can use it in a smoothie or compost. Or if you got a dehydrator, you can turn it to some dried fruit. And that's how I made my juices. It's cold press. And when it gets up to about right 16 ounces, I'll pour it in here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. So that's how I do it. And then next thing I do, the next thing I do is I take my strainer, pour that in this with my strainer. Or sometimes if I'm juicing a lot, I pour it in here and stir it with my whisk and pour it in there. Then I pour it in my jar. I pour it in these 32-ounce jars. Right now I'm drinking four 32-ounce jars a day, which is a gallon. Starting tomorrow, I might up it to six. But that's all I got right now. So I'm finna finish juicing. I'm gonna finish juicing and let me juice this. And I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna show you how many jars this thing made. Hold on. You know what? I say it on the post. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. I'm not gonna hold y'all long no longer. Go ahead, finish doing my juice and much love to y'all. Now I told y'all how I became the high raw vegan down today. Always a connection, never no competition. Love always wins. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Paul. So with that being said, 8 ball juicing to the DC. Catch me on the slab. Y'all have a good weekend.